You might be wondering, what is it that makes me unable to use money wisely and sometimes spend it impulsively? The truth is, there's a chemical in your brain called dopamine. It's not just a pleasure signal. It's silently controlling your financial decisions. You know that rush you feel when you buy something new or when you watch your investment account grow. That's not just excitement, that's dopamine. And the modern world has designed it in a way that pushes you toward impulsive decisions. Today, I'm going to show you how this one chemical is the reason most people stay poor. What's up, everyone? If you're serious about building real wealth, then understanding the neuroscience behind your money decisions isn't optional anymore. It's essential, because here's the uncomfortable truth. Your financial choices don't just depend on logic. They depend on your brain's chemicals, especially dopamine. Dopamine's job isn't just to make you feel pleasure. It also motivates you for future rewards, but in most cases, it prefers instant gratification. This means when you get immediate happiness, like buying a new gadget or going on a shopping spree, dopamine spikes, and you make an impulsive decision for that instant reward because that feeling immediately signals to you this is the right decision. But long-term rewards, like setting money aside for emergency savings, retirement funds, property, or education goals, these are things that grow over time, and dopamine doesn't get as satisfied by them as it does by instant pleasure. This is why people often sacrifice long-term financial stability for short-term pleasure, and this pattern is exactly why so many people get stuck in that high earner, not rich yet situation, because the income is high, but wealth isn't being built. Let's take another realistic example. If you have an extra $1,000 and two choices. Option A, spend that money right away on a weekend trip, fancy dinner, or a new gadget. Option B, put that money in your savings account or a short-term investment where the balance grows slowly and you feel a different kind of financial satisfaction. Most people naturally choose option A because dopamine shows them instant satisfaction, while option B seems boring for a while. But its reward is that you stay financially secure, you feel stress-free. You might have noticed, people sometimes take risks that seem logically wrong, but they still do it. The thrill of quick gains in the stock market or crypto, or the excitement of lottery and gambling, these are all dopamine spikes. When you get that combination of uncertainty and thrill, your brain's reward system activates. Your mind thinks, this is a moment of chance, this is the thrill of adventure, and because of this dopamine rush, people repeat it even after losses, even though logically they've already lost. This is the psychological push that traps impulsive investors and makes them ignore the slow, steady strategy of building wealth. Now think about this for a second. Ever noticed that when things are limited, they seem more attractive? Flat 50% off for limited time. End of season sale. Buy one, get one free only this week. These lines aren't random. They directly target your dopamine system. When your brain feels like an opportunity is slipping away, dopamine spikes. And in that moment, you make decisions not from logic, but from panic. This is what we call FOMO, fear of missing out. And FOMO's favorite target? Your wallet. That's why people buy things they don't even need. That's why credit cards get swiped without thinking. And that's why after a purchase, there's often just one feeling, and that's regret. Wealthy people recognize this game. They understand that scarcity isn't real, it's manufactured. And when you see through this illusion, control of dopamine comes back into your hands. According to research, 56 to 68% of people feel regret after impulsive shopping. And this often happens through TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Amazon. The most regret happens with fast fashion and accessories. And these impulsive decisions are often triggered by emotions and scarcity marketing cues. And here's the important point. This whole game is just the effect of dopamine. When we don't control dopamine on small things, like retail therapy or limited time offers, that same pattern affects our choices in big financial decisions and long-term wealth building. And often, we end up taking losses. Think about it. There are two types of life choices. One is fast life, focused on short-term pleasures, wanting everything instantly. One is slow life, delayed gratification, patience, and a compounding mindset. In fast life, you chase every small dopamine spike, social media likes, instant shopping, repeat weekend trips, and so on. It feels good right away, but it damages long-term wealth and discipline. In slow life, you intentionally control dopamine. You prefer savings, investments, and skill development, which seems boring at first, but after some time, gives you huge rewards. This is the difference between habits and mindset. Fast life equals short-term happiness and long-term regret. Slow life equals delayed reward and long-term freedom. And this is the difference you see between wealthy and average earners. Now let's focus on how we can control our dopamine to avoid impulsive decisions and build our wealth. First step, awareness. With every impulse, ask yourself, is this decision driven by dopamine or by logic? For example, whenever the latest iPhone launches, before buying it, think, do I really need this? Or am I just following a trend to satisfy my dopamine? Second step, delay the gratification. Before buying anything impulsive, wait 24 to 48 hours. This calms the brain down and makes the decision more logical. Third step, habit stack. Build small positive routines, savings, skill improvement, and health. These give you long-term dopamine rewards. Fourth step, environment control. Social media, email alerts, and shopping apps. Whatever the triggers are, limit them. When you limit triggers, unnecessary impulses decrease, and you're able to control your money and decisions more thoughtfully. By following these simple strategies, you can control small dopamine spikes and become smarter in big financial decisions too. Every small and big choice affects your long-term financial results, and it depends on your dopamine-driven impulses. Do you spend money on impulse, or do you wait for long-term rewards? Starting today, with one small choice, begin to strengthen your financial discipline and wealth mindset.